So, good afternoon to all of us, to all of those that have been joining in from India, from Pakistan, from Myanmar, and Philippines. Hans Seidel Foundation welcomes you to the third Asia Federalism Dialogue. So, this online discussion series attempts to take a closer look at decentralizing processes in Asia and the institutions responsible for decentralization processes. We analyze governance structures in a number of Asian countries with a particular focus on the COVID-19 crisis. As I mentioned, this is the third installment now of our event, and it's part of the larger Hans Seidel Foundation programs on federalism. Especially in Myanmar and India, we have a variety of programs. My name is Volker Plein. I'm the country director of Hans Seidel Foundation India, and I would like now to hand over to my colleague Achim Munz, the country director of Hans Seidel Foundation Myanmar, to introduce our speakers.
Today we have the topic on Myanmar. So Mingalaba from my side, from Yangon, and I'm very happy that we have two seasoned speakers as well that have done a lot of research on Myanmar and federalism. We have Kin Mama Mio from the Myanmar Institute for Peace and Security Studies, and we have Shine Coco Win from the Salvin Institute for Public Policy.
So today's discussion is, of course, on Myanmar, and again, I would like to highlight the fact that our objective is not to, provide some very good or optimistic ideas or pessimistic ideas about how the Myanmar government has been handling the virus. But our objective is to explore how different institutions, including political institutions and processes, that of course includes administrative processes, have been in place, especially after the outbreak of the virus in March this year. The overall objective of this discussion, however, is not only to discuss about the pandemic, but also to look at different aspects of the institutions and processes of the Myanmar government that has been stipulated in the 2008 constitution.
After the Penlon Agreement, 1947 Constitution was drafted before the independence, but according to this Constitution, it specified constituent units of the Union of Burma and then defined their powers of autonomy. But the term and definition of federal is absent in both this directive resolution as well as the constitution itself. Even before the independence time, Shan State was being organized as a federated Shan State, but later it was recursed to become only the name Shan State. And then the majority of Burma's minority were constitutionally prescribed in these designated state. Culture, religion, language, and schools, the flashpoint of many nationalistic grievances were reserved for ethnic governance. Well, actually, there is a plan related to COVID-19 Economic Response Plan, CERP, and then CERP is divided into 7 goals, 10 strategies, and then 36 action plans and 76 action. Actually, state and region have a key role to play in the implementation and updating because actually this is a living document. So actually, maybe it could be revised if the situation changes or if there are some events demands.
According to the federal perspective, we can say that the states and regions supposed to be have enough amount of power because this is every government has the right to care about their people, and their people also have the right to access the fairness of the government, right? So in my opinion, I think the state cannot perform at the time. State cannot perform with the legal response and the health sector, and I hope that will be better in the future, and that they will be more delegated they will be more distributed. I don't use the word delegated. Delegated is like it's a little so shallow, and like distributed in some amount of power to in the health sector, and states are now, or they are just implementing the government policy instead of it, and they should coordinate with the union, and that will be more meaningful in the federalism, and that will more guarantee the equality between the states and the union level governments. So, and there are no legal framework authorities for the states and regions to COVID-19 according to the law. Myanmar, we are constitutionally very centralized and policy that needs to be transformed, and at the same time, states and region government and local government need to be empowered financially and also in health sector. And ethnic states are facing with those kind of issues, and so this needs to be handled. If we can avoid these things, or if we cannot solve this problem in the future, now COVID-19 can kill a lot of people, but it's not more than 1,000. But the civil war is killing more than 100,000 people, and during the period of civil war. So we should think about when we go to road to federalism, we should end the civil wars and more distribution of power to the states and regions.